One of the areas I've been focusing on heavily in the last 4 to 6 weeks is the caravan park area. If you've been watching my caravan park diorama series, you'll kind of know the progress that I've made with that. But just to kind of give you a quick summary, I've used static grasses and gravels, and I've done some tarmacking as well using the Woodland Scenics Smooth It materials. What I've also got here is I've got the use of some coarse turfs and scatters. I'll take it on the other side to kind of give you a quick overview of it. The trees that I had placed in it have been taken out just now to fit the backboard, the white one to your left, with the mind to test fitting it before I fit the self-adhesive back seats, which I'll cover shortly as well. So I'll go around the other side and give you a quick view of the caravan park from that other area. As I look down on the caravan park from this angle, you'll see the tarmac road at the top left. This was done using the Smooth It plaster, and then I used an asphalt top coat with a concrete top coat to kind of give it a varying tone of the grey, and the potholes were done using a screwdriver, just gouging bits out the surface before I painted it. It's a road that's not been tarmacked a lot recently, and it's starting to break up a little bit. If you want to know how to do that, then check out one of my caravan diorama series videos. The rest is just static grasses, scatters. Again, I've covered all that in my previous series videos on the caravan park. As you can see, the embankment on the far side of the cutting has also been given the static grass treatment. The brown undercoat, or the base coat, is just green scene textured yard filth paint. Gives it a nice basis for adding the coarse turfs, scatters and the static grasses. The brand that I tend to focus on for my static grass is that brand there. Okay, I use a mixture of late summer, or early fall as they call it, and late fall, just to give it that, you know, toned down green effect. You don't want it too green unless you're doing midsummer, which my layout is set in, you know, late August, September-ish. I've still to add the, you know, the bushes and some small trees on there. I like to get a bit of bush on the embankment, just to kind of give it a variation from just the grass. And you'll see that there's some less patches of grass and more bare earth. That'll be covered with some weeds and low-lying shrub scatters to give it more, you know, visual variation. That continues, if I lift the camera up, that continues all the way up and meets the caravan park. So I'm slowly but surely working my way around with the scenic. Where the scenic material stopped just after the caravan park there, that'll continue down towards that little hut, but I've just not finalised the you know, what I'm wanting to do around the hut area, so I'll wait to do that and then I'll backtrack with my static grasses. I've mixed a big dose of the static grasses up so I can get the same shade. Obviously I'll allow seamless transition from the bare bit at the right there, from the grass at the left. The back scenes I use are from ID back scenes, and this particular range is the premium range, which is self-adhesive polypropylene, which makes them rip-proof and waterproof. These are fixed on to a gloss surface. They do not adhere to a matte surface or a bare wooden surface. You've got to really varnish your wood or paint it. And I've applied this, I've applied the undercoat and then a gloss using a mini roller, and it's water-based gloss, so it dries nice and quickly, and it's got quite a good flow to it, so it gives a nice even finish. I say you could have plastic as your backdrops and stuff, but I've got almost 22 metres of perimeter, if you like, and to use plastic sheet would actually cost an absolute fortune, so I went with the ply on my self-designed frame system that I can slot in and slot out, and, you know, take out when I'm working on that part of the layout and stick it back in. One of the big tasks I've been working on during the summer are the overhead masts, the head spans. And these particular ones, they're all finished now. I've done 12 for phase 1 of the electrification. I'll need another maybe 4 or 6 to take me round to the TMD, and then it'll continue with the individual dapple masts, which are made from plastic. These particular ones, the wiring here is 0.45mm nickel wire, when the register arm there is 0.8. These insulators are from Brass Locos. This is a 3.5 by 3.5mm H-section brass, which isn't cheap, but it's sturdier than the evergreen plastic or styrene masts. They will be embedded into the baseboard, obviously, and I think they look quite cool. I primed them, which is a grey primer, and then used Humbrol acrylic grey 64, sprayed onto it, went through 2 or 3 tins of that to get the colour that I wanted. 1, realistic colour, and 2, to match in with the grey of the dapple masts, so it doesn't, you know, there's a nice transition there when it goes from the dapple ones to the bespoke scratch made ones. Let's say there's 12 here, there'll be more. I might do a video in the future on how to make these. These will be going in the layout about maybe, depends how I get on, November onwards. They're all sitting here ready to go. And one question I'm asked all the time is, will you be adding contact wires? The answer is no, not at this stage. I could in the future with these, because of the way I've spaced them out, solder a bit of wire onto these register arms, but that would be the only way I was going to do it, by making them my own, which is a big job in itself. You can buy the dapple ones, and you can even buy now Pico ones at set lengths, and I'm sure you could trim them if you need to. But as I said in many of my videos, it'll cost me about £1,000 to just wire the layout for fake wires, and you know, that's a lot of money for thin tiny wee bits of wire if I'm buying them from dapple or Pico. So it would be a kind of homemade effort if I was to go down that route. But at the moment, no, I have not got any plans to put the wiring in. It impedes track cleaning, and you know, I'll have to just, you know, sit on that idea for now. I get asked quite a few questions to what lighting I use for the loft to get such a nice spread of light around about the layout, and it's nothing fancy. It's just 3 double light fittings of fluorescent tubes with the diffusers fitted, and the diffusers do make a big difference. So if you're running fluorescent tubes just now and you're not getting a great light, I would recommend you fit the diffusers, because you know, it does certainly make a big difference. Quite a few questions as to what I use for my signal control. So I've come under the layout here to show you one of the Heathcote Electronics boards, sensor boards, wired up to the layout. Now, as you can see, there are orange, blue, yellow and brown cables going up. They are going to the signal. They connect to the board, and there's also these cables here, in this case the white and green, they connect to the sensor. And as the train goes across the sensor, which is fitted between the sleepers, it triggers the board, and a red LED will illuminate as the train triggers that sensor. It will then go through the sequence of signals. So if the signal was at green, the train passes it, it goes to red. After a period of time, or when the train passes the next signal in the series, it will then go to yellow, etc, etc, back to green. Now I've linked my boards together, which are very simple to do, and using these wires here. This is the last one in the chain, and that goes all the way back to the previous signal, and I've got 4 aspects on the upper line, so I need 4 of these. And you get ones for feathered route indicators, you get ones for 2 aspect, 3 aspect, and obviously 4 aspect. You can work standalone, or you can link them in series to have them automated. I hope that answers the question. They just run off a 12 volt supply, and I've got a 12 volt bus wire that runs around here specifically for any layout lighting. That's it for this update. Hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, please do get in touch. Hopefully there'll be more videos on the way as I get stuck in about the layout over the winter months. A lot of people ask me if they can, steal wee bits and pieces from my layout to put on theirs, the ideas, the layouts, the track, the details. I put it on YouTube for one reason, and one reason alone is to share my ideas. They are not in any way, mine and mine only. I've looked at other videos to find inspiration and ideas, so please, anything you want to recreate on your layout, I'd be thrilled if you found any of my stuff that interesting, to be honest. And I look up on other layouts for inspiration. One I actually come across a few months ago was the Tinsley TMD and yard layout. It's got a cracking TMD setup. It really is really impressive, and I'll be using some of the features in that when I move on to my own TMD. So check that channel out. It's a Tinsley TMD in yard. It really is worth a visit. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you again soon. Cheers.